Alright guys, so got the ATV back in here. Decided to do a ton of cleaning and organizing all my tools and getting things put away. I still haven't covered any of that area, but I will. So no work today on the four-wheeler, but you know, I'll be pulling that rear diff out. And so it's not the differential that's broken. So it seems it is the coupling that holds the brake rotor on it, and then the drive shaft that gets directly into it. That is the part that is not moving as one, so therefore it's got to be that coupling and the drive shaft. The splines have to be probably pretty torn up. So yeah, we'll be doing that. Now I did do one mod to the four-wheeler today, guys, and it added about 15 horsepower. Right here, the sticker. We got 7.5 here, 7.5 here. We got 15 horsepower, plus the flag. Just kidding, guys. But stay tuned for more. Thank you. Alright guys, next day here, I've gotten to the four-wheeler. So I pulled this dust boot off, and here, I'll spin the hub. Okay, and the axle where the drive shaft is not going. Looks like the shaft spleens are shot. I'm glad it's not inside the differential, but just this coupler where the brake rotor sits on. Yeah, so I'll be taking this apart. I'll try and see if I can get this part of the drive shaft off without removing the differential in this whole rear section, because it'll be kind of a lot more work, but probably will have to anyways. But we'll find out in a little bit. So I was able to dive right into it the next day here. I removed the bolts down here, the upper A-arm bolts holding them up right here. Also anti-sway bar bolts right here, and then also the diff bolts right here, the two top ones. And I left the bottom one, and I was also able to just leave the top of the shocks connected as well. So I just put a bucket under it, but basically with this I was able to just, you know, drop it down and just yank it back a little bit, and I got the drive shaft out. So the splines here, they look just as if just basically the same as when I put them in. It's hard to tell on the camera, especially it's not focusing, but they actually seem normal. I know they're not really like deep splines, there's plenty of grease in here, but these, tell me if I'm wrong, but they actually seem fine. Let me clean this off and show you. That's better. So I pulled this out. They look pretty decent. I can't really see like too much actual wear on them besides the fresh marks here on the sides, just a little bit. But when I shoved my finger in here, I can definitely feel like the splines are in the middle section of the splines going this way. It feels like it's concave, if that makes sense. It's like rounded inside, and part of that is I do see that this is rounded, but the splines on the inside of that actually like are rounded from the wear, so they sort of disappear from this point to this point. In the middle of those splines, they, you know, they're worn out, which also I'm kind of noticing is maybe because the way that this shaft comes out, it's not straight towards the engine, it comes out at an angle. Maybe the fact that it's an angle, you know, they accounted for some of the roundness of the strange angle, you know, constantly going like that. But I feel like they sort of took a shortcut here and sort of messed it up in a sense. Anyways, I believe this is definitely the part, though, this coupling that needs to be replaced. Right, so I did have to just pull the whole thing off. I took the 2 shock bolts off. Yeah. Let's see. Let's get this off. Okay. The reason I had to pull it off is because my impact wrench there would not fit in between the bike and the diff here, and because I'm having trouble with one of these Allen bolts now. So now we'll be able to pull this off, get this coupling replaced. At the same time, I'm actually going to go ahead and get this brake rotor machine down, because I forgot to get that done last time. So I'll get that, you know, resurfaced here a little bit, and we'll go from there. In just a second, I'll show you what the thing looks like on the inside. Here's a quick bonus for you. So all the bolts that I just pulled off of their rear end here, all the ones that are decent, you know, I put it into this one, and then the ones that have excessive rust, like on threads and whatnot, I just put them into this Tupperware. Soak them in PB Blaster. And now I can put these away, and when the time comes of my new parts arriving, I will be able to put them back on with more ease. I might go through them a little bit with steel wool or a wire brush. Okay, so I pulled it out. Took the brake rotor off. It is a minimum thickness 6mm. And then I kind of just grinded off the burr here on the edge, and I don't have a gauge, but I do have a 6mm wrench that does not fit over this, so I can have this machined down a little bit, resurfaced. Now here is the rest of it right here. Okay, so this seal that was here also needs to be replaced. It got all bruised or beat up, so that'll get replaced. Clean this out a little bit. So these teeth, guys, I don't know, they look okay. It's really hard to tell. You can definitely tell, you know, on the inside of this, that it's shot, and then, you know, you can get it to spin. But yeah, that one you can definitely see a lot of wear in there. Hard to see with the lack of lighting, but this guy here, I honestly don't know. You know, I'd rather not spend even more money than I already have on this. And I know that this has got to be some sort of, you know, hardened steel, it being a drive shaft. And then one of the main reasons these went bad is, you remember before it you know, those seals right there on the diff were shot. And then the boot that was here let a bunch of dirt in, and all of this was basically dirt and rust when I originally pulled it out, and, you know, it got its wear. That, and the fact that it kind of operates at a slight angle from the diff to the engine, so that might have a little bit of play in the factor. But, you know, but if this, guys, isn't supposed to be slightly radius like that, then definitely let me know. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video, I believe. My brand new seals on here are still doing just fine. Yeah, after we get these parts in and replaced, I'll be able to throw all of this back on. Oh, another reason why I put it on its back like that and decided to pull it off is because so I didn't have to drain the diff fluid, which I already have in there. And yeah, so basically after I have all of this back on, I will then be able to start fabricating my front winch bumper. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.